Did you see the value of F1 Vegas tickets have dropped to 30%? Why? The winner's already decided, so it doesn't matter? Tickets are plunging. People are chasing refunds. Wait, what? My parents are going to this. Excitement has started to fizzle. Oh, it's because Max Verstappen already won. So this doesn't matter at all. What a shit fucking sport. That's such a stupid way to design your league. Why wouldn't it build up to a grand championship and then be done until it resets? It's like any other sport. It's based on points throughout the season. Are you hearing yourself? Any other sport? What are you fucking talking about? Every fucking sport has a fucking finals. The big finals. The regular season goes to a playoffs and to a finals. No other sport does that. You said any other sport? Any other sport not in America? No, football has a championship too. World Cup has a champ. I mean, what are you talking about? And certainly every American sport, baseball, fucking football, basketball, none of them just do points. Imagine, I can't even, it's so fucking bad content pill. I can't even imagine it. Basketball? Yeah, the fucking Lakers win. They had the most points in the season. Nah, we're not gonna do a playoffs. So cringe. How would that work with cars? All right, well, I assume Lightning McQueen would be involved somehow. Perhaps Mater, Toe Mater, I guess, would be involved. And I think what you would do, I'm assuming, is do it where you do a bunch of races to get points for seeding for a grand finale of some sort. So who gets invited? The top 16 or whatever. This is the format for Valorant Champion. It's format for a lot of things. The point is you have to build towards something. That's just a good product. This is obviously shit, right? If it's a phrase that no one cares about because the points don't matter. Well, I don't understand how one defends that. Think about it like Mario Kart. If Max Verstappen tosses out a fucking banana peel out his window and someone else spins out into the crowd, I will think it's dope. If that happens, then I will say F1's back in my good graces. Bro doesn't know how European League championships work. Yeah, we won 2 world wars to keep it that way. I don't have to learn. That's why we fucking landed in Normandy. I don't need to learn stupid shit like that because the rest of the world doesn't care. Imagine if the Houston Rockets could come out of nowhere and shove Jokic to the ground in the Nuggets versus Heat final. That's why it has to be decided over the season. A shit team could crash out one of the front runners in a finals format. If you want the best method to determine the absolute best player, then what you do is a best of 100 or whatever many games you have, and you add up the points from each time and you give it to the winner. Yes. If you are trying to create a great entertainment product for the fans, then you have a season that builds up over the course of the season to a finale where you find the best, the champion, and then you start it over again. That's why you have a playoffs and you have a finals. You could have multiple games in the finals to keep one single thing from deciding it, but having a race take place after a winner for the season's been decided is fucked. It just takes all of the joy out of it. That's a bad system. I don't know how this is controversial. It's bad. It's bad content. You're just dead wrong. I want you specifically to explain it. Explain, Austin Way, how this is good content. How is this better than a finals? Because you're fucking talking a lot of shit on me in here. You're fucking spamming the chat. And I think it's very obvious to me that building up to a finals where we get a champion is dope. It's got more competitive integrity. Okay. You can't respond to what I just fucking told you. I just said, if you want the purest competitive format, then you do a best of 100. And your response to that was talk a bunch of shit. And then when I ask you to back it up, you say exactly what I just said back to me. Fucking dickhead. Each game is worth more. For example, regular season NBA games can have some that are pointless to watch. Okay. But I'm talking about the example where there's a game that is literally worthless. Worthless. There's a game in Vegas happening that has no point. That's bad. I'm not even saying this, the market is, right? I'm not just personally saying this, the market is, because the price is crashing for these tickets. The price is clearly crashing for these tickets. So what? So clearly there's less demand. This is a fact. Like the fact is people think this is less interesting now than they did before. Why is that? Because the winner's already been decided. Why is that? Because I think the format has a flaw. F1 not only competes for the title, but also for the funding available for teams. Even if the title is done, the teams desperately fight to the end for every buck of funding available as per the end of season rankings. The fans are pretty involved in following this globally, even though the title is wrapped up. That's just a weaker story, right? I think it's weird as a fan to defend someone putting on a game where it's already decided. And like, there's got to be a different way to organize it. Me caring about which team gets more funding instead of like who's the champion, I don't know, that just seems weird, bro. So there's no clutch moment. There's never like they just add up the points. 2021 was the last race decided champ. 2021 was fucking awesome. 2021 was decided in the last lap of the final race. Oh, really? Was that cool or not? You guys all seem really excited about it. Was that cool or not in 2021 when they had a fucking game decided on the last lap final race? I don't understand. Was that cool? Was that exciting for the viewer? I can't tell because you guys all jumped in and jumped in was that awesome as a spectator? If like the last wrap, it came down to the last moment, that probably sucked, right? Personally, me as a fan, last year, I was like, this is shit. Why is this decided in the last? If it wasn't decided fucking 4 races ago, it's not true metrics of success. I want it to be fucking decided in February. If the season starts in January, I want to be done in February. Every F1 fan hated the way 2021 ended. Literally a ton of people said it was cool. They literally just flipped. They literally just spammed it was cool, and then they slipped. Let's keep it fucking simple. Can you imagine if the movie Cars ended with the award being given out on points? Lightning McQueen wins the race, but loses on a technicality. Wait, it did? Does he lose on points? How does Lightning McQueen... I thought he just wins the race. Lightning McQueen pushes the king across, allowing Chick to win the Piston Cup. Oh, right, he does. He, like, fucking helps. But the person that crosses the finish line wins the race. It was because of a tiebreaker. That's what I'm saying, okay? The final race determined the winner. Here's a better example then. Here's a better example, okay? They go into the Piston Cup at the end of Cars, and everything happens. But at the end of it, they go, this whole thing didn't matter because an entirely different 4th racer won 8 races ago. So the Piston Cup is actually a technicality. It's not a real thing. Oh, Bossy Yeti said, this is the 2020 final. Everyone is, and then I checked and every comment was someone saying how awesome it was. You fucking dingus, low IQ shit for brains. Yeah, thank you, Yeti. Thank you, Yeti. Bro, what's annoying is like fucking 80% of you are just some fuck that watched the Netflix F1 thing a few years ago and is suddenly a diehard F1 fan who thinks the fucking system is perfect and should never change. You're just some fuck that watched Netflix. And now you're like, dude, no, I'm serious. This is the perfect way to run a system. And it's great when there's a game that has no purpose. Is it just like Melee? Melee! You think Melee is like fucking Formula 1? They just add up the fucking points? There is more value than just what team wins. I am sure that if you are a die-hard fan of the sport, there is some fucking thing you can watch that you can enjoy. But in general, the point of a season is to find the best team and then you start over. I'm not saying it can't work. They all can. All fucking shitty formats can work. Chess had some shitty formats for a while. It still worked. Now it has better formats. Thanks to fucking Nintendo over at chess.com. They're improving. If the game is good enough, there'll be fans. But I'm saying from a fucking packaging your content to make it interesting, you want to have a finals. Having someone decided by fucking math halfway through the season or something seems whack. There's no point to the other games. What if League had a point system and Faker T1 were so much better than everyone, they won weeks in advance? Would you not enjoy that? Unironically, I guess I'd be happy for T1, but that would be shitty, right? Wouldn't that would be so, I would like that so much less than going to the fucking grand finals where everyone's waiting with bated breath to find out the champion of the world and Faker clutches it. You know, that's a much worse product. By this fucking logic, this point system logic, Gen G would be champion this year. They would have just given the cup to fucking Gen G. Yeah, you're the best team. Chovy's the best player. They give it to him. And then we'd all be like, all right, well, good, golf claps. But they don't have the clutch factor. And I think people want to see the clutch factor. They want the fucking clutch, the pressure when it counts. You get down to that final moment and you find out who's got it where it fucking counts. And yeah, sometimes it's a fluke, but it makes a better product overall. There is no system that would make F1 competitive right now. Verstappen would win no matter the system. I mean, maybe the problem is that you've got this fucking all-time Omega GOAT breaking the entire system. Maybe. But even that would be so much more hype in a finals. Because a GOAT in the finals is Michael Jordan. A Michael Jordan who wins because he had a best score in the regular season is like, they just give it to him? That's much less interesting to me. You know what would be cool? Here's what you do. You split the globe in half and you have F1 West, F1 East. 10 teams each side. They race most of the year. They get their best 5. The best 5 from each region qualifies. F1 West, F1 East. They have their own unique styles that develop because they're in different regions. End of the year, we get the F1 Global Championship. Top 5 teams from each region do a 5-race series in the biggest cities across the world. Still can run in the same final race issue? Okay, here's a better idea. It's a 1 race, but it starts in the bottom of fucking South America and it goes to the top of Alaska. First one there wins it all, bro. And it's the fucking speediest speed demon. If you value clutchness, before races, F1 has qualifying. It's a one-shot best lap you can get, max speed, best time, which determines your starting position. It's the time where clutchness comes into play and disasters happen. Wait, if starting position matters so much, couldn't you use that for regular season play? You get qualified to a final race with better starting position? They did a thing where the more points you had, the farther back you start. Where they did reverse seating? They did reverse seating where you were better off, and so they made it harder for you to win? Why are people saying that's a good idea? Because it keeps the points close? Oh, interesting. Interesting. So you want to keep the thing close for as long as possible. Interesting. So your goal is to keep it competitive for as long as possible because that's more interesting to watch. That's interesting to me. I wonder if that... Okay, I wonder. All right, look, I think I've made my point. Yeah, and you know what? I guess I do have the CEO of Formula One on the phone, and I could get things changed, but I've decided you guys love it the way it is. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it that way. I'm reading an article from Max Verstappen where he's saying the Formula One should never, ever change the format. He says he only wants proper racing, no gambling. And shit like this that changes it makes it into a casino. I'm a pure racer. I don't want it to be for show or for entertainment. Well, I'm sure he does, bro. I'm sure he does. All right? Everyone's fine. We're all on the same page. No, we're not. We're all on our own individual pages, which is nice.